All right, so Target has finally basically admitted what most of us knew already. It's this isn't about being an ally. Target was selling Pride merch to make money. The fact that people thought they were an ally was just a nice bonus, but they never really were an ally. And why do I say they never were really an ally? Because remember last year when there was that big brouhaha and then they decided to take down the merch? Well, those places that didn't back down, who didn't give in to the toddlers having their temper tantrums because Pride merch actually exists, they stopped trying to do anything. They gave up to those places. But Target, they kept at it because they knew that Target was giving them the power to do so. So, let's just get right to this year's article. Target scales back on its LGBTQ plus merchandise ahead of Pride Month 2024. Now, on first glance, you would think, well, that makes sense because of all the damage last year. But it gets better. And it really shows that Target only ever saw the LGBT plus community as a wallet rather than as anything more. Target says it will no longer sell its 2024 Pride Month collection in all of its stores following last year's conservative backlash over its LGBTQ plus themed merchandise. The retail giant said in a press release last week that it plans to offer its collection of products to celebrate Pride Month, including adult clothing and home decor, during the month of June, both online and in select stores, depending on historical sales performance. Which, that's just now, if it were any other time of the year, then I would say, well, that's just basic business sense to sell things that historically sell well in a certain area and change your inventory a little bit in other stores. Not to have the exact same merchandise in every store. That would make sense. But this is specific to Pride Month. So them doing this is screaming that this isn't about allyship. This isn't about showing helping people show pride or showing that Target cares about pride. It's just showing that they care about the almighty dollar. Anyway, in a statement to NPR, a spokesperson for the retailer says it is committed to supporting the LGBTQ plus community, not only during Pride, but year round. Really? We want to support the LGBTQ plus community, but only in ways that's convenient for us. If it stops being beneficial to us, we're going to stop showing that support. Now, granted, they are keeping it online, which will make it very hard for the conservative asshats to attack, because what are they going to attack? Their computers? I wouldn't be surprised if some of them would do that, because that's the intelligence we're dealing with. But still, if you're only putting it in stores where historically your sales performance was good, then are you really an ally? Because I would think that places where the sales are less successful is probably more important, because at least people will look at that and they'll be like, yes, somebody gets me, even if I can't show it right now because I would end up dead. It just would make people feel good knowing that they can look up and see that the outside world actually does give a shit about them. The retail giant says it will continue to offer benefits and resources for the community and its more than 400,000 employees, adding that the company will have a presence at local Pride events near its Minneapolis headquarters. you know, it's good that they are doing something, but just the fact that they're scaling back on Pride merch because of what happened just doesn't sit well with me. Because, like I said, other stores stood their ground, and the conservatives slunked away because they saw that they weren't actually able to bully them. And Target is basically saying, yeah, we respond well to bullies. And by well, I mean in the bully's favor. But it is nice to know that they are still going to help employees. That is good. For years, Target has carried Pride-themed merchandise in its stores, including clothes, cups, champagne, accessories, and even pet costumes. But last year, the retailer faced heavy criticism after it announced plans to remove some of its Pride Month merchandise from store shelves following a backlash against the products, including threats to employees' safety. Security guards? Really? Anyone? Given these volatile circumstances, we are making adjustments to our plans, including removing items that have been at the center of the most significant confrontational behavior, the retailer said in a previous statement addressing the backlash. At the time when asked which items were removed and whether security was being increased at its stores, Target did not respond to NPR's inquiry. Because nothing says, yes, we're, doing what we can to ensure that the LGBT plus community is safe, then ignoring requests for what it's doing. Human Rights Campaign President Kelly Robinson said in a statement to NPR that Target's decision to limit its Pride Month merchandise this year is disappointing, saying that the move alienates LGBTQ plus individuals and allies at the risk of not only their bottom line but also their values. Exactly. If they claim that they are pro-LGBT plus rights, then prove it. You can't be pro-LGBT plus rights when it's convenient for you. When nothing bad happens to you. That isn't the... If you have a principle, you stand by it no matter what. Pride merchandise means something. LGBTQ plus people are in every zip code in this country, and we aren't going anywhere. With LGBTQ plus people making up 30% of Gen Z, companies need to understand that community members and allies want businesses that express full-hearted support for the community. That includes visible displays of allyship. Exactly. Now, for those who think, 30% of Gen Z, that sounds like a lot. And it probably is, but that doesn't mean that other generations don't have a similar percentage. Maybe not as 30%, but a similar percentage. Because, generations before were too afraid to, and are even though things have gotten better, are still afraid to admit it because, well, you saw the backlash to having Pride merch in Target, which never happened before. So of course people are going to be cautious. And Gen Z just no longer gives a fuck. They have no fucks to give. They're going to live their lives, and if you don't like it, well, you can fuck right off. News of Target's scaled back efforts for Pride Month comes as the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security issued a warning on Friday that foreign terrorist organizations may potentially target LGBTQ+ events and venues during Pride Month in June. Okay, that's my response to that. Oh my god. It's just, yeah, of course people are going to be threatened by other people's freedom. Because, oh my god, I mean, what if somebody hits on me? What if someone I don't like hits on me? Let me see. Have you ever had a problem with someone of the opposite sex hitting on you? No? Then obviously someone you don't like hitting on you is not your problem. It's just so stupid. The joint statement does not discuss any specific threats or intelligence suggesting that a specific event, celebration, or individuals are subject to being targeted. All the more reason why these stores, these companies, should show their allyship and not back down when assholes attack. Because the LGBT+ people are being attacked. They are being attacked at home, they're being attacked abroad, and it's always good to see that there are people out there who have your back, who don't hate you for who you are, who do respect you, who do love you. And if you give in to the bullies, you're basically telling those people who are scared to come out, yeah, you don't want to risk being bullied, so you should stay in there. Now, granted, some people might agree with that it's too frightening for me to come out, and others might not. But to have a big corporation give in to bullies is not going to help those who are like, I'm going to be brave and I'm going to come out no matter what. I feel like I'm in a place where I can do that, and this corporation is being bullied, so I'm just going to not even bother. I mean, you claim to value LGBT+ people. Well, show it. Don't give in to the bullies. What do you think? Do you think Martin Luther King would have gotten anywhere with the civil rights movement if he's like, "Oh, we're being attacked, so let's just stop. Let's not do this anymore." That is not how people. That's not how rights get advanced. Hell, Stonewall. Stonewall was a complete fuck you to the bullies. Police tried to raid the Stonewall Inn because that's where the LGBT+ people were. That's where they hung out. And these two trans women of color basically said, we're done with this. We're not going to let you do this anymore. And so they helped start a riot to make things better. That's why we have Pride to begin with. As a fuck you to those who think that they can silence us because they think we're icky or something. You don't want to be part of the community? Fine, you don't have to be. Nobody's forcing you to be any of those letters. If you want to be heterosexual and cis and whatever else that's considered quote unquote normal, fine. You can do that. Nobody is stopping you. We're just saying that you cannot tell us that we need to go back in the closet simply because our existence is inconvenient for you. that you might learn that there are more than one ways to human. So, I believe that's all I have for this video. And with that, I will see you guys in the next one.